Okay, this is WA7YBS, Vintage Military Radio Net, pre-net warm-up time. That's where I try to get as many chickens as I can before the net gets started. So I've heard a few people turning up. So let's go ahead and get this started. You'd like to be number one, Vintage Military Radio Net.
Oh, yes, 6MQI.
W6 SSP.
Okay, and the number one spot's Dave, W6MQI. Good morning, Dave. Good signal in here. And the number two spot is Steve, W6SSP. And good morning, Steve. Also a good signal in here. So let's see if the good conditions can hold up for a while. Number three is open, Vintage Military Radio Net, pre-net warm-up. If you want to be number three, check in now.
NU6F.
Well, there's Ron back from the Azores with a good signal. Good hearing you. And you got a good signal in here. So you're number three. Number four is open, Vintage Military Radio Net. If you want to check in, do it now.
Are you hearing that
Okay.
up there, Henry?
Number four is open, Vintage Military Radio Net. And I need to try to watch what's going on here. Okay. That's looking at the carrier. We're in the KWS1, so you always got to watch how much carrier you're inserting into the single sideband signal. So, let's see. Number four is open, Vintage Military Radio Net. If you want to check in, do it now.
Are you guys hearing the ticking noise up there?
Yeah, I hear it. It's in the background, but you'll hear that tick, 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 tick. Probably some radar somewhere. Anybody else hear it?
Yeah, I guess not. It's loud here.
Yeah, it's not extremely loud here. I can hear it, but that's about it. Of course, when the heater is on, the furnace with its modulated blower and stuff, it's S9 for the noise level. So it has to be a pretty strong signal to overcome that. And so anyway, let's see, I'm running the KWS1, 150 watts of carrier. As I mentioned, it's single sideband, upper sideband with reinserted carrier. A linear array for an antenna. And I'm listening on the 75A4. So let's try to get number four in here. We're having a little trouble getting number four. If you want to check into the Vintage Military Radio Net, pre-net warm-up, number four is open. Go ahead now. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and get the net started. You guys know the drill, and so I won't bother saying anything about what we do. Just that this is the Nevada Vintage Military Radio Net, and we're going to get started here. It's at least by my clock it says 7 o'clock, so we'll see. And the number one spot is Dave, W6MQI. Number two is Steve, W6SSP. And number three is Ron, NU6F. So let me slip it up there. It was 26 degrees here this morning, clear skies. So we're on the nippy side. So over there to Dave, W6MQI, WA7YBS.
Alrighty, I almost called you Ron. Alright, Henry. Yeah, you're nice and strong. I can definitely see your sideband on the SCR receiver at Point Reyes, and I notice Ron is on there too. I was looking to see if or Half Moon Bay, what's his name? Bill. See if he was on there, but I didn't see his name in there. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Kind of a small crowd today. And this is Dave in Livermore, and we're on the ART-13, listening on the 7584 with the D104 Tug 8 bass today, instead of that EWS and 94 microphone element. And it's 42 degrees, and it's really foggy. I just barely see the neighbor's house. So that's the lowdown, and welcome back, Ron, to the Western world. Well, I guess that's the Western world over there. Anyway, over to Steve, W6SSP, W6MQI.
Okay, thank you, Dave. W6MQI, W6SSP, and checking the steam pressure gauges, is like Mike likes to say here. Yeah, it looks okay. Anyway, no smoke, no flames. Good morning, everybody. A small group this morning. Henry, Dave, and Ron. Ron, good to hear you back in the this side of the Atlantic. This is Steve, just north of Santa Rosa, running the usual Collins 32 V1 transmitter, 85 watts out, and matching 75A1 receiver. Good conditions this morning, so far anyway. And like Dave, quite a bit of fog here, and I do hear that ticking. It's not real strong, but it's definitely there. I don't know what it is. Could be that Chinese over the horizon radar I keep reading about. Don't know what that is. Let's see. I guess we'll just pass it on to Ron and hear what he has to say. NU6F, W6SSP. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay, let's see if we got all my tweaking peaks done. Yeah, okay. Well, we're not going to do... I was keying up the radio on the first go-around, and to answer Henry, and I didn't know why he didn't hear me. And then I turned on, I went ahead and checked again, and holy cow, the T3 had no antenna on it, and I could hear the modulation transformer singing a little bit, but normally, oh man, stuff starts arcing over in there, but I guess I was low on modulation, so switched antennas, and yeah, it works a little bit better now. All right, guys, well, good hearing the crowd in here. I was listening to the net earlier, and heard they signed early, and then they even gave an intro to the military radio net to follow. So how about that? Yeah, well, I could go on and on and on about all that happened back on floors, but yeah, suffice it to say the 630 meter D-expedition to the Azores was really quite the success. So now I have another pastime that I've got a dozen projects planned here already for 630 meters. But yeah, great time. No health issues. No major repair issues for a house or plumbing or car or anything else. So yeah, it was as usual, always a great time. I ran into Mike. We went out to lunch, Larry and Mike and I, the other day, so I got caught up on some of the goings. But anyhow, well, that's it from Lemon Valley, running the T3, listening on the R390 and on the inverted L. So where is number 4? Where are you? If not, take it away, Henry, NU6F.
K0DWC 7 Mexico Sierra.
Okay. Well, there's Chuck and there's Mike. So K0DWC, you're in number 4, and W7MS, you're in number 5. So let me see if I can pick up any more. Number 6 is open, Vintage Military Radio Net. If you want to check in, be number 6, do it now.
KB0W, Kilo Bravo 0 Whiskey.
Okay. Number 6 is Vern, K6VXY, and good morning, Vern. Number 7 is Frank, KB0W. Good morning, Frank. Both you guys got good signals. Chuck and Mike also had very strong signals. Number 8 is open. If you want to check in, be dead in here on round 1. Number 8 is open, and you can check in now. Okay. Number 4 is Chuck, K0DWC. Number 5 is Mike, W7MS. Number 6 is Vern, K6VXY. Number 7 is Frank, KB0W. And if you guys missed it, in the number 1 spot is Dave, W6MQI, and the number 2 spot is Steve, W6SFP, and then the number 3 spot is Ron, NU6F. And so let's turn it over to Chuck, K0DWC, number 4. Go ahead.
Okay, Henry. Good morning to you. Sounding good this morning. And good morning to Dave, Steve, and Ron. Good to have you back, Ron. I kept checking with Mike till you got back to see how how you were doing and all, and glad you got back safe. So great deal on that. And good morning to Mike and to Vern, and good morning to Frank. So far, I've heard everybody's not a problem with anyone. So we're on the ART-13 this morning with the T32 mic with the electret module in it, and I'm about ready to turn on the SX28A in the pan adapter. I was a little late getting into the shack here, so didn't quite get a chance to get everything up and going. So anyway, with that, I will send it over to Mike, W7MS, to take it. Go ahead, Mike. You sounded good this morning.
Well, thank you, Chuck. K0DWC, W7MS, of course, Mike in Reno. Yeah, I got it from the beginning here, but I was in the fumbling first cup of coffee mode here, so I think I'm on the air. And this morning I'm using the BC1306 with the electric microphone. Glow is about 360 watts of carrier power, courtesy of the Alpha 87 AC, so we'll see how we do today. Good morning to you, Henry, and congratulations on starting early. Well, it's not early. It's just it's a quid pro quo, depending on when the frequency is clear. But nice to hear you, and heard Dave's transmission, Steve's comments on the drips. The drips aren't local, fortunately, physically, but certainly in the radio. So nice to hear the drips from the Far East. And good morning, Ron. Great to hear you on the air this morning. And curious what's going on with KOHH, if you wish to give a summary, if you've made any progress, or at least contacted the station engineer. And let me see, and of course Chuck, I heard Frank, and I heard Vern on the double, and etc. So I'll do a handoff, but give me a few seconds to come up on this, because the old 2E22 heater filament needs to reach operating temperature when I go key down, and there's a few seconds of delay. So over to Vern. Good morning, Vern. K6 VXY W7MS.
I'm up to 80 watts. Now I'm a little higher. Well, that's good. This K6VXY, freshly painted Marauder, M-A-R-A-U-D-E-R-H-X. That's what it is to match that, because the little house is in the other room. So it's kind of it's weird functional. Or they call it AOS, and higher at the ends. Toward as far as I know.
I think it's pretty close to that. Yeah, it's running there.
Let's see, this is about 20 minutes on the sunrise, so since the daylight savings time switch. So it's getting better, and we've got, I figured about 10 to April, it's going to keep getting better, and then we'll switch to daylight savings time, but I mean, by the end of April, it's going to start to be like it is now or so. Anyhow, over to check-in number 7. I didn't write it down, but I think there was a check-in number 7. Let's see, I've got my power, Groveland, California, 100 mils or less, and I'm running where I set it to stay at, okay, yeah, I'm running 80 mils just to be safe on the Marauder, plate current. And over to check-in number 6, handle is Victor Easy, Roger Nancy, and welcome back Ron, K6BXY.
WA7YBS, go ahead.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Henry, thank you very much for running the net, and good morning, Dave, Steve, Ron, Chuck, Mike, Vern, thanks, and it's nice to hear all the nice AM signals on the air this morning. It's Frank in South Lake Tahoe, where it's a brisk 26 degrees, clear skies, just a dusting of snow on the ground that's actually sticking, and looks like it's going to be a beautiful couple of days. Looks like we're running the same old stuff here. The Johnson 500, running about 325 watts into a dipole antenna up between three sugar pine trees, and it's about 65 feet, very close to a power line. Got a lot of AC interference noise this morning, and there's some other QRM as well. There's a carrier on that was on there for quite a while as well, along with the other stations. Listening on a Drake R4C, and feeling pretty good this morning. I'm going to go fly the Cessna later on this morning down in Minden and practice some touch and goes. Didn't do much CW on 40 meters this week. Well, busy with a lot of other things. So this is probably going to be my first transmission. I'll do one more and leave it at that. So thanks again for running the net, Henry. I'll turn it over to you, and WA7YBS, this is KB0W.
Okay, Frank. And let's run that up a little bit, get our carrier up a little bit. Okay, very good copy on everybody. And so yeah, conditions are pretty good. So let's see if there's a number 8 out there. If you want to check into the Vintage Military Radio Net, it'd be number 8. Get in on the first go around. Number 8 is open. You can check in now. Do it.
W7MKA.
Okay, Robert, W7MKA. I did hear another carrier come on there for a second, but no audio. Number 9 is open if you do want to check in. Do it now. Okay, no audio, just carrier. Let's turn that over to Robert. W7MK8, got a pretty good signal here, Robert. Go ahead and make a transmission and turn it back to me. WA7YBS. Go ahead, Robert.
All right, WA7YBS in the group, W7MK8. I didn't hear the other station in there. Robert in Grants Pass, Oregon. We're about 50 miles north of the border, and running a GRC-19, the T195 and R392 combination this morning. So pretty decent signals. We're getting some kind of a choppy sort of a QRN in here, but I think 100% copy so far. And that's about it. I'm back up to you here. We had WA7YBS the biggest, W7MK8.
Okay, Robert, yeah, you're 20 over. You're a good signal. And from the GRC-19, so you're probably putting out 125 watts or so. And very good. And so, let's see. Number 9 is open. If you want to check in, do it now. Okay. Well, good signals from everybody, and it sounds like Frank's got the same temperature we do, 26 degrees. I thought it was this morning anyway. I don't know what it is right now, but the sun is not quite up yet, so it's probably still 26. But anyway, clear skies, so a big help. And as mentioned, we are running the Collins KWS1. Upper sideband was reinserted carrier, and the receiver is a 75A4. Interesting thing about these, this pair, the receiver and the transmitter, is that I've owned the receiver for over 55 years, and I've owned the transmitter. Let's see, it's going to be probably next week or the week after. I've owned that 55 years. So I've had these guys pretty long time. And I rebuilt the receiver not too long ago, last year. But I did a lot of stupid stuff to it when I was a kid, quite a while ago, half a century ago. And so I had to take that out, and then I found a lot of stuff that was done before I was the owner, then took that out. So it's in pretty good health now for 75A4. And of course the KWS1 is pretty much original. I've had to repair it a few times over the years, but that's the rundown on the gear. And of course, some of the little changes there in the KWS1 are 3B28 rectifiers instead of the 866 mercury vapor rectifiers, and then 4CX250Bs instead of the 4X150s for the finals. And, just stuff like that. Nothing to get excited about. So anyway, that's kind of a little more detail on the setup here, the station. Microphone is an Electro Voice 664. So anyway, let's see if there's anybody else. And the check-in, number 9 is open. If you want to check in, do it now. Okay, let's do round 2. On up to Dave. W6MQI, WA7YBS. Go ahead.
All right, WA7YBS, W6MQI. Wow, 55 years. That's crazy. I don't have anything left. I've had to do so many, movings, move here, move there, and after a while I get sick of toting stuff and I sell it off. So, yeah, I don't have anything that old around here. I might have some books, but that's about it. But, well, good morning to Vern and Mike and Robert and Frank. Yeah, Robert, your GRC-19 sounded really, just smashed myself in the face with the mic. Your GRC-19 audio sounds really good here. Good job on that. And Vern, I got your text, was it last week, about your Marauder. Hope you got a fire extinguisher handy. I don't know about using OSB for a cabinet. But good on you on that one. And Mike, the BC-136, what the heck is that? I looked it up. And is there an SCR number to that too? I'm trying to figure out what that is. I haven't heard that one before. Chuck, ART-13 sounded good, and Ron, the T3, yep, got to have an antenna. Well, I've done that a few times. And Steve, you're sounding good here in Livermore as well. But let's see, project-wise, I'd still been working on my little QRP radio, the QMX Plus. Going back and forth to designing the enclosure. What a pain in the butt. I'll do things and it's like, and then I'll change it, and then I'll print something out, and it doesn't print real well, and then I got to sit there and scratch my head how to make it print well, if I can change the design a little bit. So I've been struggling with that a little bit, but I finally got my direct frequency keypad hooked up to the QMX Plus, and it's all working. Works just fine. I'm going to do a couple little changes. I'm also going to add into the code the ability to have maybe 5 preset memory channels, and then I'm going to see if I can figure out if I can change modes via the keypad as well. I probably can. So other than that, I've been working around the house here now that I'm retired. God, you know, they say you're busier when you're retired. Jesus Christ. I've been working my butt off around here, doing things around the house. You know, finishing up some painting, working on this deck in the front yard. I got plumbing and electric. I had to run a bunch of electrical, which meant I had to change some electrical in the garage, and it's like just snowball. So I'm keeping myself busy here. So I think that's all I wanted to say. So over to Steve-O, W6SSP, W6MQI.
Okay, Dave, very good. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's right. This SWR bridge that I'm using, it's one of those Japanese things. I think the switch in it, I'm going from power to SWR, so I just hope that's it, and not the transmitter. Anyway, good morning, everybody. And Dave, very good on your projects. Yeah, you're finding out what I discovered a long time ago is as soon as you retire, all kinds of things come out of the woodwork that take up your time very, very fast. And pretty soon you wonder how you ever had time to work 40, 50, or 60 hours a week with all the projects around the house and stuff. Anyway, hey, I've got a request also. If anybody has a manual, either a service manual or an owner's manual for a Tempo 2020, it's also known as the Uniden 2020. What it is, it's a hybrid HF transceiver. It's kind of an oddball. Not very many of them seem to be around. Sort of like the Tempo 1 or the FT101 design-wise. But anyway, I picked one up at Lincoln, and it's got a dead short on one of the power supplies, and it came with a manual, but the manual is missing the overall chassis fold-out schematic at the back, and I can't find it anywhere. So if anybody here happens to have that manual for the Tempo 2020, I'd like to borrow it from you just to make a copy. I doubt it, but it's worth giving it a shot anyway. Otherwise, signals are very, very strong here, and Vern, I'd have to say you're the strongest I've ever heard you today. So good propagation. The tick, tick, tick went away about halfway through what Henry was talking about. So that piece of interference seems to be gone for the time being anyway. I've run out of radio projects, so about 3 weeks ago I started building yet another weird digital clock. This one uses 16 ICs, and it displays in binary, which is kind of a strange way to do it. I call it the nerd clock because only a nerd would have something like that and understand how to read it. Anyway, it turned out so good I decided to build another one, so I started that a couple of days ago. Kind of fun, and no swap meets until the Sonoma event in April, so I may be doing more things like this. Strange digital clocks, for me anyway, are about as addictive as building regenerative receivers. Every time you build one, you think of a different way to do it, and you could just start building another one. So, a lot of fun and an excuse to be in the shop. So, we'll send it over to Ron and U6F, W6SSP. Take it, Ron.
Okay, let's see if I got it. Yeah, looks like I do. Signals, I see my signal's down some, but whatever, QSB. Well, good deal, good copy and all, and yeah, boy, Robert, when you came in there, bang, that was a surprise, really good signal, so, and like everyone said, the GRC 19, sounding good, and Henry, okay, on the old radios, and 55 years, I was trying to think, have I got anything left? I do. My original receiver, I'm trying to think, it was probably before, maybe probably got that a couple of months before I got my novice ticket. And that is now 60 years old, and that's my SX24, which is sitting in the closet in the next room. As one of these days I'm gonna get around to that, but you know, sadly, it was one of those projects that I once I got smart enough to use a soldering iron and a voltmeter, was like, ooh, I read this article. You can improve the receiver this way. Oh, you can do it this way. Oh, yeah, poor thing. And I remember the audio output transformer smoked, so I have a generic one in there I put in many years ago. But yeah, so I really need to do that. And I still have my Viking Valiant, which is probably 67. So yeah, that's 58 years old. That also is waiting for some work, but there you go. And old iron. And Steve, good deal on your tempo. Yeah, I'd forgotten about tempos. There's a name from the past. Whatever happened to them? Like most of the other, you know, big companies from the day. And Chuck, okay, on goings there. And Mike, I guess it was a BC 1306 is what you had. So the 1306 on steroids through the amp. And Vern, good hearing the Marauder is still clicking along. And you mentioned the dipole. It's up 40 feet, and hopefully in the clear of the squirrels. Frank, probably not sure. Frank already signed, headed down to Minden to fly the friendly skies from that end. Anyhow, yeah, I had projects right now. Last night I had wire all over the garage. I'm making another receive loop, duplicating what I made for down at the for over in the Azores. That was my. It turned out being my secret weapon for receive. Worked really well. I made a tuned loop for 630 meters, and I don't know if anyone got any of the emails, but my big drawback for 630 meter operations there in the Azores was transmit. I was able to get things going. I had to make the loading coil remote tuning variometer, and I knew I would have to just scrounge pieces and parts to make that up. But yeah, I had a 3-foot piece of corrugated 10-inch diameter PVC conduit, and used that for the coil. The inner coil was on a piece of 6-inch scrap of 6-inch PVC. And instead of rotating, I made a linear motion one. The motor I used was something I scrapped from a copy machine I found at the island dumps. And anyhow, pretty much everything, yeah, we had to make was There's not even a fuse you can't even buy for an AJC fuse you can't even find on the island. But the dumps, oh yeah, that turned out being my gold mine. I scrapped CRT monitors, PCs, old radios, unsoldering parts week after week, sorting them out. But yeah, the loop I made was a piece of 1.5 inch, 6 foot diameter, 1.5 inch PVC, or it was polyethylene, the black poly pipe. Tuned it with about a 1200 picofarad and had 5 turns in that, and yeah, it worked just great. So I'm trying to duplicate it here. I'm making one for 136 kc. I'll try and use it on both with 2 caps in and out. But yeah, the noise was horrible, horrible, horrible RFI, and I realized that's probably why there hasn't been any 470 kc operations ham-wise from the islands. Our grid is very, very horribly noisy, 100 to 600 kc, unbelievable, 30 over S9. But so yeah, so we end up having to go ahead and build up a Kiwi site. I had parts from Bulgaria, the Kiwi from New Zealand, other stuff from Amazon, and the dumps. But yeah, the Kiwi site's still up and running, works great, and with that I was able to finally pull off some good QSOs, and the first CW, well, definitely from Flores, possibly from the Azores, at least according to the FCC guys there, that came out to audit my site because they hadn't heard of anybody operating 630 meters from the Azores. So actually, I was kind of sweating that out, but no, they were really pretty nice guys. They were interested in the details of the Kiwi, actually. They wanted to see that, and they were thinking of buying, setting up something themselves for a remote receive site. But yeah, anyhow, I know nobody counts those, but yeah, the digital QSOs, we did Greece and Norway, Finland, Scotland, England several times, France. The whisper I was heard everywhere, and I was hearing pretty much everything, but two-way QSOs. The band, of course, has been pretty bad during the summer, but there still were days when it was when there were little openings. So, but yeah, the first one that anybody can think of is of hearing is Azores to Newfoundland with VO1NA. He was running all of 15 watts. Really surprising what I was hearing. But anyhow, also what we're hearing, talked to Mike about the RFI from KKOH. Holy cow, 489 kc. An oddball frequency below their carrier, and they are coming in here at, I get them at minus 30 off my antenna. Crazy signal strength. And I talked to Carl, K5HK, who lives right down the road from them, and he said he had great luck with the radio station engineer. They went ahead and apparently it's some kind of a phasing transmitter, and it puts out odd frequencies, totally different from harmonics or intermods, whatever else. But he said no, they were pretty helpful with them. They tweaked it up, and he said my bogey signals on 160 meters and on 40 meters disappeared. So I sent them a note, an email, and we'll see if they do anything with it. It's only slightly desensing me, but it's still is pretty strong. Okay, with that, take it away, Chuck. K0DWC and WA7YBS.
Okay, we're on. NU6F and Group K0DWC. Well, very good. Well, you are one busy Man, that is for sure. Wow. Yeah, I got some of the emails that you sent from over there, and you're pretty busy over there as well. So you're gonna duplicate. Sounds like you're gonna duplicate what you did over there over here now. So best of luck with that. That's a good project for the winter, I suppose. But I'm sure it'll work as well as it worked over there. Congratulations on all that antenna work that you did over there. It's pretty impressive. Oh, let's see. Okay, I finally got the SX28A fired up, and it's hooked to my PM23 speaker, and I got the BC 1031E up and running with the SX28A, the pan adapter, New London Instruments pan adapter, and everybody looks pretty good on the pan adapter this morning. Conditions are really good. Not much going on here radio-wise yet. We're still working on some stuff outside. I'm currently working on Carlos Volkswagen, which I absolutely hate. I hate that car. And Dave, it's just like you said, you know. I told Carla more than once. I said, I got to go get a damn job so I can go on vacation. Because I'll be honest with you, I work my ass off over here. But anyway, you know, it's and a lot of it's like you say, you know, it's fixing stuff that needs to be fixed that I couldn't do in the winter or in the summer, excuse me. You know, when it's 100 damn degrees outside, you know. So I know what you're talking about. But anyway, congratulations again on the retirement day. That's a great deal there, and it sounds like you're going to keep yourself busy for a while. I know I did when I first retired, and then over the years I've gradually started to slow down, and know what my limits are, because my limits now aren't what they were when I first retired 6 years ago. So you know, they're down. So just be aware of that. You know, hopefully that won't happen to you, but just keep that in mind. But anyway, I did want to say good morning to Robert, W7MKA. Robert, the GRC-19 sounds really good this morning. Good clear signal. Everything looks good on the pan adapter, and you're coming through nice and clear. So so's everybody. And Frank, have fun today in the Cessna. I kind of figured you may have had that down in Minden, but I wasn't sure if it was there or if that was at the airport in at Lake Tahoe. So good on that, and be safe doing that. And I guess that will about do it. Let's see, I missed anything. Oh, Vern, the Marauder sounds good. Mike, the BC 1306 sounds really good. You know, I know you got some power on it, but it's good to hear one of those on the air once in a while. So congratulations on that. I think you probably had it for a while. I just haven't heard it in a while. But anyway, excuse me. I'll keep it going, and I will send it over to Mike. In Reno, W7MS with that BC13.
Well, thank you, Chuck. With a few seconds to warm up here. K0DWC, W7MS, Mike in Reno. Yeah, it is correct. Yeah, the BC1306. It has been on this frequency, I think, several times. And what I'm doing here is rotating rigs. Rig of the day, since its general application in the amateur radio community is extinct. So this is the one safe operating frequency and event here on Sunday morning. So, yeah, the BC1306 is the predecessor to the more famous and more broadly used Angry 9, the GRC 9, but dates from 1944, late World War II. And I'm sure the troops in the field, the infantry in the field, the other folks spotting artillery probably greatly appreciated this major improvement in communications over its predecessor. So nominally, I think in the antique modulation mode, probably 7 to 10 watts, and that's, of course, driving the alpha amplifier. Comments here on yeah, you started a topic, Henry. I was thinking my NC300 will be celebrating 57 years in my closet next month, 1968. And the only reason I still have it is, unlike Ron, I didn't really modify it, but when I was in the 1970s and tried to sell it, nobody wanted it. And of course, the last two NC300s that I tried to unload here recently at swap meets, nobody wanted them even for free, so I threw them in the trash can. So that's my synopsis on the closeted NC300. And fine, Steve, on your projects, the Nerd Clock, I think that's great. 2020 schematics, difficult situation. There is one that floats around on the interweb, and I know you're not your interweb constrained, but it's a hideous scan from like the early days of scanology, and it's relatively little use. So good luck if you find one that's suitable and readable, because they do exist, but I'm not aware of anyone that's easily available out there. And let me see projects here. For me, it was the Ham Clock 4K, which is a little Raspberry Pi device running the Ham Clock software, and got a replacement here, the 4K version here last week, to replace the original Raspberry Pi, which had microprocessor overheat issues and bricked itself. No luck with the Restore SD card. It was kaput, so we ordered another one, and then discovered due to health issues, the originator of that product and purveyor of the website is going to close it out in the month of December, so it'll be no longer available. But it's neat, and it's for $40. It looks really great on the front room flat screen when I want to check propagation via either Whisper or PSK. But of course, that can be a little give you some high hopes considering the abilities of PSK over, say, CW or voice transmission. But it's a good indication, and it gives a little ersatz to the operating event. And let me see here. Yeah, fine on Vern on the cabinet. I did receive the photos, and congratulations. I won't comment on the choice of material. Dave already did, but you did comment on its difficulty and workability when you put it together. But congratulations on that. Sounding good. And nice to hear Robert this morning. Great to hear you on the GRC 19, and of course. Frank is going to head off to the Wild Blue yonder, and Ron's going to be working on his tuned, I guess that's not a shielded magnetic loop. I built a tuned shielded magnetic loop for 160, and with the high Q, etc., I understand why it's working so well for you versus the fits-all loop with a preamp. It's congratulations on that discovery. Not a surprise, but certainly a little bit more user and frequency dedicated. But with that, let's see what Vern's up to. K0DWC WA7YBS.
Stand by there, Bill. I got you. You'll be number 9. X6BCT on copy.
Yeah, running a little power today, about 100 watts. I've got the Marauder driving a little more. Turn that down. The receiver. Let's see. Yeah, it's running closer to 100 mils on the Marauder. Yeah, it's the cabinet. Thanks, Mike. The cabinet is green now. What's it called? Trucker green or something? I got from Truck Green from Lowe's, and it matches really close the 18-pound cabinet that's sitting in the other room. And that's, although maybe it is a fire hazard, it's now painted that dark green with spray paint. And I've got a shield on the top. I cut out the area on the top of the cabinet above the vinyls, the 8146s and 8146. No, oh, 61. What's wrong with me? Well, anyhow, and then the high voltage power tubes, a lot of heat coming off those, so I got that muffin fan above them, and then above them I've got a shield I picked up from Sonora Lumber. And yeah, it's looking, power's looking good. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm running quite a bit of power. It's running close to 100 watts, yeah. Well, nothing's blown up, so I guess I'm okay. And I'm running a little more modulation, just a dash, so I can see the power meter move when I talk. But if that's too much, you can let me know. I went from just below 4 on the mic gain, audio gain control, and to above 4 on the dial. So anyhow, everything's fine here. What was I going to say about yeah, squirrels have been low profile, but I don't trust them. I got a couple more things up on the antenna. I don't think Ron would know about that. Yeah, Ron, I put in a about halfway, 60 feet out from the center conductor, the balun. I got a little, they're actually the metal, plastic covered metal, then pulleys that pull up the antenna at the middle so you don't get any sag. So that might even be the high point of the antenna. They go up definitely 50 feet. And I think that helps the signal because I've been heard with just running the 10 watts off the Marauder. And let's see, I was going to say something else. It's a good net, Henry. I had no bill today. I haven't heard Bill yet. But hopefully this seems to be working okay. I'm still looking at the meters, so I want to make sure the power is upswinging when I talk. And carrier level is at what number? 60, 80, oh, it's 100 watts. Yeah, getting 100 watts out of the 811s. So I guess that makes it, and I'm trying not to get too close to the microphone. I don't want that to be clipping, because I think if I go up, it's over-modulating. It really jumps the meter. So, there was something I was going to say. Talking about retirement, I won't say how many years I've been retired, but I was 71 when I did that. Wow, I can't believe it. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to turn it over to Frank, KB0W. It's 7:45 according to my clock here. And it's K6VXY, Groveland, California. And happy nothing's falling apart. I am going to do a little more painting and a little more touch-up with the Marauder. But I have a fan up above there, and there's a hole cut in the ceiling of the Marauder cabinet. And it's also weight. The old cabinet was 18 pounds. This one's about a pound. So it's a lot easier to maneuver the cabinet. And it's just two sides and the top. That works just fine. And I got to figure out what kind of bolts were used there on the front. I think they're 1224s or something, whatever they were. I got to put those, slip the screw part in, and or the bolt to cover those the holes. There's 10 of them around the side of the front there that are open. Maybe send another photo when that. It's kind of an interesting effect there that this AOS wood or whatever they call it versus particle board. They're just not selling that anymore, I guess. Particle board makes a nicer finish. It's underneath the finish, you know, it's nice and smooth. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to KB0W Frank.
And the group, good morning to all, and the sun's out, and we got about close to 7 inches of rain last week. It was good. K6VXY.
K0DW, Frank, are you going to make a transmission? If you are, go ahead.
I think you signed, Henry.
Well, Frank probably took off for the Minden Airport. So it's over to Robert. Robert, be sure to turn it over to Bill, N6BCT. He did check in, and we put him in the number 9 spot. So W7MKA, go ahead.
All right. WA7YBS in the group, W7MKA. I thought I'd heard Bill get in there. Yeah, Frank did say he was going flying, so sounds like fun. Although probably got different weather. We've been under complete overcast with fog, and I don't think it got out of the 30s yesterday. So it's not really flying weather up here. I enjoyed the comments about the original equipment. This is my original receiver, this R392. I got for Christmas when I was 14, so it's been around a while, and I've never had to work on it or anything. It's just got it from Fair Radio, or I think that's where my parents got it from, and that's always just worked for me, so it's been a good one. Robbie, I enjoyed the Azores report, and scrounging at the dump. Yeah. I think we can kind of take it for granted just having access by the internet or even swap meets and stuff like that, access to old parts and for doing things. I remember running across a thread on one of the forums recently from a guy in China that was trying to build a power supply. He said, I want to do it all electronically regulated. And everybody told him, here's the choke, it's a lot easier. But I was thinking, you may not be able to just find the choke or try to. It kind of came fairly late to the electronic stage. So, swap meetings and stuff like that. Okay, Mike, NC300, it seems like National must have made a bunch of those. It's amazing, 20 or 25 years ago, that was a $200 or $300 receiver. I like mine, but I've seen the same thing you were saying, that they show up at a swap meet and nobody takes a second glance, but I guess the market is just completely saturated. But mine works well, and I use it fairly often. We haven't been up to too much radio-wise. I did have a few minutes yesterday to work on the big Navy transmitter, the WRT2. This big Westinghouse tool that's trying to... It started at the bottom of the stack, trying to deconvert it, and then convert it to single-phase power, single-phase 120-volt power. So kind of looking through the wiring diagram and finding this like, oh, here's a quick wire, and all the things that we're making a little progress there. Maybe one of these days we'll actually get it on the air. We won't be soon, but what's the bill of this 6BC take it W7MKA?
So that's what I did. I turned it rather than having antenna power and being able to transmit without having a printer on there. So I didn't put something later. I don't know. Anyway, so that's I think it's going to be pretty good. Nothing to that. I think that's where I turned it up to. This is M6 Bravo Charlie Tango. Good morning, we're 425 watts. All right.
M6 BCD WA7YBS. Okay, Bill. Yeah, I think the conditions are changing. It changed when Vern was transmitting, and it was almost like a switch, and signals dropped pretty good. So anyway, copy on you, Bill, was about Q3, and Robert dropped significantly too. So we'll wrap it up here with the 73 round. I just wanted to mention to Ron that I had the best luck on, back when you could do CW easily, the first few months that 630 meters opened. I worked that guy in NO3M in Pennsylvania, and I received him with a tuned loop. Wasn't a shielded magnetic loop. It was just an old, a loop that I tuned with I used varactor diodes for the tuning. And then I just changed the bias voltage on the varactor diodes to tune the loop. And I really think that performed the best. I think it performed better than the pixel loop. And I think I agree with Mike that a real broad band a loop like the pixel loop is a disadvantage sometimes, especially in noisy areas. So anyway, I mean, generally they give you a good signal-to-noise ratio, but when you really get down to it, the tuned loop has such a high Q, it's a lot better, I think. So anyway, let's do this 73 round while we can. Frank has signed, I think. I didn't hear him anyway. So other than that, everybody's still here. So up to Dave, 73 round, W6MQI, WA7YBS.
All right, W6MQI. Yep, I think Frank's off doing his 3 takeoffs and 3 landings to stay current. And yeah, Mike finally figured out I copied, I had 136. It's like, what the heck is that? 1306. All right, I got it. Everything's all squared away now. But yeah, conditions are starting to fade quick here, and so I'll make it quick. 73, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week. Over to Steve, W6SSP, W6MQI.
Okay, Dave, very good. Yeah, conditions are definitely degrading, which is too bad, but that's how it is. Anyway, Mike, boy, I'll tell you, I wish I would have taken those NC300s. I never owned one until a few years ago when somebody gave me an NC300 and the matching speaker, both practically brand new, in their original boxes with the original manual, and went through it and tuned it up, replaced the electrolytics, and not much else to do with it, and it turned out to be a pretty darn respectable receiver. So yeah, if I saw one cheap at a swap meet, I'd pick it up just to fix it up and give to younger hams or people that might be interested in ham radio and might get their license someday. I tend to do that a lot. Pretty nice receivers. I've got mine is sitting on this couch about 3 feet away, sitting on top of a TechRed LRR6, if anybody knows what that is. So yeah, conditions are definitely fading. So I think I'll say 73. I'll pass over to Ron. NU6F, W6SSP, 73L.
Okay, yeah, boy, oh boy, signals really are fading. All right, guys. Well, good getting back on the VHF channel up here at 75 instead of down at 470 kc. But good deal, guys. And Robert, yeah, your last transmission with your R392 being since you were 14. Holy cow, yeah, that really has been around forever. and having it from Fair Radio. That's pretty cool, and not having to even work on it. All right, guys, we'll catch you next week. Maybe I'll probably fire up the TDE at 73 stall, and with that, I'm going to listen out for the rest of the gang. Take it away, Chuck. K0DWC and WA7YBS.
Okay, Ron. NU6F in the group, K0DWC. All right, guys. Well, I won't waste any time either. I'll say my 7-3s, and thank you everybody for being there. And I'll be net control next Sunday morning. So everybody have a good day today. I've got a busy day ahead of me today. I got to go get parts and all kinds of stuff. So everybody work safe out there if you're going to be doing a project, and we'll see you later. So see you next week. So with that, I'll say 7-3s and send it over to Mike, W7MS in the group, K0DWC. 7-3, guys.
Well, thank you, Chuck. And good morning and 73s to everybody on frequency. Find Dave on comments, and I think maybe next week we'll fire up the Angry 9 just to submit everybody to the audio issues, and plus I'm pushing some bandwidth here this morning, looking up front, but that's okay. It's only amateur radio, but fine on all the comments. And for you, Chuck, yeah, I'm still chasing some codes on my Mustang. I replaced the fuel rail pressure/temperature sensor, and we're going to take that out for a ride today and see if we can get things to come in. And I don't think there's not a problem. It's the sensor, but also the ability to find sensors that function properly, since they're all sourced out of China, I think, irregardless of what the box says. But we'll see what happens on that. But thank you very much, and of course, good morning to Bill. My apologies there, and he's doing okay in Reno. No ESP required, but again, everybody have a great day, a great future week in retirement. So over to Vern, K6VXY, W7MS.
Okay, I threw the switches, right? I'll turn the volume down. Yeah, the signals here are a little lower, but the audio and everything came through. I heard 100%. And I'll be sending out maybe another picture with the green monster, if you start calling it, redone. Okay, so I'll make it quick too. So K6VXY, Groveland, California. Oh, and we'll go to Robert over there in Grants Pass. I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, Robert, but my folks retired many years ago, and their house survived their later house, the one they had in, let's see, they were in Rogue River, and they were in a little town, a little house or a trailer they built outside of town, straight north. There was a grocery store on the corner. It was kind of like a main road going off to the left, and then there was a creek there. So that's about where they were in Rogue River. So I remember I used to run phone patches to someone up in Grants Pass so I could talk to my parents instead of using the expensive telephone. Well, what a change that is. Okay, so over to you, and good net there, Henry. Nice talking to you again, and I'm sure glad I got that nice little muffin fan in there to protect everything. Good morning all. Over to W7MKA, K6VXY.
All right, KB0W, or no, K6VXY in the group, W7MKA. Okay, Rogue River, it's probably about 5 or 6 miles from the house here. We're kind of on the edge of Grants Pass, so very, very familiar with that. My dad used to work at the mill over there, which is still open. burned down in about 92, and they rebuilt it, and it's still going. It's kind of a big industry in Blue River there. We'll say 7-3, and hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you next week. Up to Bill, N6BCT to take it, W7MKA.
Okay, Bill. N6BCT WA7YBS, okay. You're very good. And with that, thanks everybody for your participation in the Vintage Military Radio Net. Chuck will be net control next week, as he said. And hope to hear everybody back at that time. So with that, this is WA7YBS closing the Vintage Military Radio Net, saying 73 and signing off.
Adios.